Friends, we were discussing about chapter number 3, anti-British rising and peasant revolts in Assam. So over the few videos we have been discussing about this chapter, and today we will discuss about the peasant revolt of Assam, which was initiated by the peasants of lower Assam. So the incident of Fulaguri Dawa has to some extent has shaken the British government, which was ruling, which was controlling the part of Assam. But still, they were not in a position to understand the miseries of the peasants. So the British government continued to inflict oppressive policies which were against the peasants of Assam. And if you see, during the period of 1868 and 1869, here the land revenue had been increased between 25% to 50%. So it was initiated by Chief Commissioner of Assam. He was Sir William Ward, who increased the land revenue by 100%, and peasants became furious, and they broke out the revolt in the late 19th century, which was known as Assam riots. Throughout the valley, or throughout the Brahmaputra valley, in several places, people organized rice mill, and they continued to revolt against the British government. And basically, there were two motives to outbreak the revolt in many places. Number one was to revolt against the British government because of their oppressive policies, and number two was to protest against the exploitative policy which was carried on by the Marwari Kea Mahajans, who exploited the peasants by mortgaging lands against financial loss. So this was their two basic motives behind the outbreak of the revolt during the period of British, basically in the lower Assam. So first of all, we will go through about Rongia revolt. We have discussed in the earlier videos about Fulaguri Dawa and organization of rice mill. We have understood the what are rice mill. Now in this video we will discuss about the Rongia revolt. So the Rongia revolt was outbroke at Rongia Bazaar on 24th December 1893, and the peasants destroyed the whole market and looted the mortgage papers from the Marwaris. So Marwaris used to sit in the marketplace, in the shops. They used to open the offices of their offices in the marketplaces, so that they can connect their client easily. So this was taken as an advantage by the rebels to loot the mortgage paper from the Marwaris from the marketplace, and also they have destroyed the whole market. As looking at this situation, the police superintendent Mr. Raleigh sent a huge force to control the situation, but he was unsuccessful to control this, and a rice mill on 8th January 1894 held to discuss about the matters of placing demands to deputy commissioner, and from there the police arrested around 15 peasants. So while placing the demands to deputy commissioner, the police arrested around 15 peasants. Again on 10th January, after 2 days, in 1894, around 3,000 peasants gathered in front of the Rongia police station. The deputy commissioner was Mr. Mekabe, and he ordered to leave the spot. He ordered the peasants to leave the spot, but they refused to do so. They continued their protest for reducing the rate of land revenue and releasing their arrested associates. So they put forward their demand while they had while they had gathered in the Rongia police in front of the Rongia police station. They have demanded to reduce the rate of land revenue and to release their rebel associates. When the peasants entered the police station forcefully, Mr. Mekabe ordered the police to open fire, and peasants retreated. So they left the place. They have chased away by the police when they opened fire by the order of Mr. Mekabe. He was the deputy commissioner at that time of Kamrup. So the deputy commissioner played here, he played a very important role to make peace and to collect the revenue. What he did, he had he had ordered through a notification that no public meeting should be organized by anybody without his permission. So if they want to gather, if they want to make a public meeting, they should take the prior permission from the deputy commissioner. Also, he had appointed few of the peasants, the rebel peasants who were in the revolt, Rongia revolt. He had appointed as police constable, and they have been put as spies in different areas so that they can give the information to the police, to the district administration. And by this tactics, by this step, Mr. Makabe could able to raise revenue of rupees 60,000 as first installment out of rupees 90,000. So he was successful in this, in that case of raising fund. And also these recruited peasants were not only used to prevail peace but also convince the peasants to pay the remaining revenue. Thus, the Rongia revolt was suppressed by the British government, but these measures could not stop the peasants from holding rice mill in many places such as Nalbari, Brahma, Bajali, and continued to set all sort of hurdles for the government. Now we will go through another revolt which was initiated, which was known as the revolt, of Lachima. So it is a place in Kamrup, present Kamrup district. A rice mill was held in Panagaon, Sapori, where peasants from Rongia, Nalbari, Dharmapur, Bajali attended, which was one of the largest rice mill of entire Lower Assam, which was regarded as the largest rice mill of the Lower Assam. So the peasants from Rongia, Nalbari all gathered and they started to discuss, and they arrived in that place, Panagaon, Sapori, with stout sticks. And also what they did, they have appointed some of the peasants, some of their associates as the spies to carry the news which was which was happening, or which was there in the district administration. So it was on 21st January 1894, two government officials went out to collect revenue from Kapala village near Lachima. So these two peasants were beaten up very badly and they have been chased, and after few days one of them had died. Later on, some 75 peasants were arrested by circle officer of Barpeta, that is Mr. Madhav Chandra Bardoloi, and kept those peasants to his rest camp in Lachima. After few days, around 3,000 people surrounded the camp and threatened to burn the camp. The circle officer had no choice but to release the arrested peasants. So, in force or in compulsion, he released their associates, rebel, from his rest camp. And in the next day, Deputy Commissioner Mr. Makabe arrived with a huge force and arrested 59 rebel peasants. On 25th January, around 6,000 people signed a document demanding to release those 59 rebels, and Mr. Makabe here had not released any of the peasants and had showed no mercy. Instead, he applied force. To chase the crowd. So the arrested people was tied. He, in order to give lessons to those who were rebel or who was in favor of the revolt, in fact he arrested few of the people who the arrested people were tied to the yokes like bullocks and paraded before the public as lessons so that no such incident might happen in future. 16 people were given several punishments, and later on an order by Calcutta High Court punishment were reduced. The rebels like Parshuram Kalita, Pushparam Kalita, Devidatta Sharma, Jayanti Bej, Nirbhasha Kalita, Mangalu Kalita were all punished 2 years of imprisonment. So this was all about the revolt of Lachima. Now we will discuss about the Patharughat revolt, which was one of the most important revolt. Even it is being studied in, it has been recorded it is being an important event which is being studied by many historians, many scholars, many philosophers, and many of the historians regard this revolt, that is Pathargarh revolt, as the Assam's own Jallianwala Bagh. Even the happening of Jallianwala Bagh, the event of Pathargarh revolt or the Pathargarh incident had happened way before the happening of the Jallianwala Bagh. So let us see the background of Pathargarh revolt. The rice mill was organized by the peasants of Kalaigaon, Mongaldoi, Sipajar and Pathargarh to oppose the increased revenue and its collection. So over the few revolts we have seen that the revolt was initiated, or revolt was the main factors behind the outbreak of the revolt was just a big major reason factor was there. That is, they opposed they organized the rice mill to oppose the increased revenue and its collection, which was not familiar with the people of Assam. Earlier, the monarchs had not such kind of policy of increasing revenue or collection of revenue in kind of in the form of cash. Rather, they used to pay in kind. They used to provide services to the Ahom monarchy. But it was different. The system was different for in case of British rule. So the peasants had continued their protest by organizing rice mill in different places. Here also, in case of Pathargarh, they organized a rice mill in Kalagaon. The peasants from Kalagaon, Mongaldoi, Sipajar and Pathargarh, they had gathered and they opposed the same cause. The peasant continued the rice mill for the 3 long days from 26th January to 28th January 1894. Remember the year 1894. This is one of the most important year in the history of Assam. And this news was informed to the Deputy Commissioner J.D. Anderson. Who was the Deputy Commissioner? The Deputy Commissioner was J.D. Anderson. He came to know about the organization of the rice mill. So he, along with his police superintendent J.R. Barrington, along with huge force and military force, arrived at Pathargarh on 27th January. And he ordered Barrington to collect revenue from the peasants, but they refused to pay. Even what they did, in fact, they chased him. He somehow escaped from the clutches of the peasants, and he reached to the rest camp. Meanwhile, 200 peasants surrounded his rest camp. So he explained this to the Deputy Commissioner, that is Anderson, and Deputy Commissioner ordered him to use force to disperse the peasants if necessary. Following this, Barrington used his force to chase the peasants, and in return the peasants retaliated with their sticks and showered stones and pebbles on the police officers. So under such situation, Anderson ordered Barrington to open fire. According to unofficial records, and Barrington had, with showing no mercy, he opened fire, and in this encounter so many people died. And unofficial record has recorded that 440 peasants died, and around 150 were injured. And according to a source of official records, 15 peasants died and 37 injured. But you see how much devastation had occurred in Pathargarh revolt. So this was all about the Pathargarh revolt. After that Pathargarh revolt, around 37 peasants were arrested, and later on Akhlu Sheikh and 6 others were punished and rest were released. Many historians considered, as I have said earlier, that this incident is regarded or is considered as the Assam's own Jallianwala Bagh. So the series of revolts that started in 1861 became an inspiration for the Assamese common people when the freedom struggle started. So over the few days, over the few videos, we have been discussing about various revolts which was initiated in Assam. One of the most common or most important distinction between the revolt of 1857 and the rest of the revolts which was initiated by the peasants is that revolt of 1857 was fought for the cause of withdrawing the British rule and reinstating Assam monarchy with the Ahom Prince Kandarpeshwar Singha. And in the case of the revolt which was initiated by the peasant groups, they had their motive to oppose the British policies, revenue system. The British policies related to the revenue system and taxation system. So this was their basic motive, and not only that, they were also fighting to lower the revenue tax which was imposed by the British government on the peasants. So this was the basic difference between the revolt of 1857 and the revolt which was initiated by the peasants in Assam. So with this I would like to conclude the talk. Thank you so much for listening me.